During the creation of a dungeon with my twin Paolo, we rolled a scale mail +2 as one of the magic items contained in the dungeon. If you are curious about the dungeon, you can find a link in the description, and you can always join my twin and me next Thursday at 10:30 PM PST when we have our weekly talk about Dungeons & Dragons. As for the armor, we decided to add some details to it using the tables from the Dungeon Master Guide. And this is what we are going to do today. The first step is rolling for who created the object. We obtained a 1 aberration. The item was created by aberrations in ancient times, possibly for the use of favorite humanoid thralls. When seen from the corner of the eye, the item seems to be moving. Now let's roll for an element of history. And we got an 8, a symbol of power. This item was once used as part of royal regalia or as a badge of high office. Its former owner of that person's descendants might desire it, or someone might mistakenly assume its new owner is the item's legitimate inheritor. Let's move forward and roll for a minor property. This is a 9, which means key. The item is used to unlock a container, chamber, vault, or other entryway. And last but not least, a quirk. And we got 12, slothful. The bearer of this item feels slothful and lethargic. While attuned to the item, the bearer requires 10 hours to finish a long rest. I don't know you, but a story already starts to form in my mind. And if you got up to this point, I suggest that you like and subscribe to be notified when we do other videos like this. Going back to the object, Mind-flayers as aberrations are quite suited as creators of the object, as they often take slaves among the humanoids. Of course, Mind-flayers don't live alone, so they will have a city. As I don't have a name generator for Mind-flayer cities, I will generate names for Mind-flayers instead, and then we'll use one of them. And here they are. Zisk is a nice name for a city, being short and easy to say, so the name of the city will be Zisk. As for the creator of the armor, Qhaoldigaru sounds alien enough for a Mind-flayer. The armor would be for one of the servants of the Mind-flayers. Duergars are one of the races the Mind-flayers use for this purpose. So let's generate a name for a duergar now, using, as usual, the fantasy name generator. I like the first one, Amnur Darkpass. For this story, Amnur was the master of the Thralls in Zisk, and the magical armor was his symbol of power. The scales were engraved as eyes to represent the fact that he was constantly watching over the other Thralls. The eyes seemed to follow the people as they move. Unsettling enough, it was never possible to catch them actually moving. As the master of the Thralls, Amnur had access to many rooms in the city of Zisk, especially those guarded by magic doors. Those doors would open when Amnur was wearing this armor, which worked as a key against them. Mind-flayers, due to their hive mind nature, did not fully understand the concept of sleep. That was the reason why their magic items sometimes would interfere with the sleep of humanoids, like this one. Duergars will recognize the armor and will assume that who is wearing it is in league with the Mind-flayers, and thus will be automatically hostile to the bearer. The city of Zisk now lays in ruins, but still there are sealed doors which this armor will open. And speaking about Amnur, what do you think happened to him? Did he eventually rebel against the Mind-flayers? Or maybe he was slain by their enemies? Let me know in the comments what's your idea about him. In the meantime, don't stop creating.